Hello, look, Matt Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and Jay Pendleton, and I'm here to talk about Everton's 1-0 win over Sporting Club de Portugal at Goodison Park today. Everton have rounded off pre-season undefeated. We've only conceded one goal. We've only scored 5, to be fair. I think only 3 from open play. One of them was from a rebound of a corner, but yeah, hasn't been a vintage kind of set of fixtures and results. Some positives to take from them, some negatives, and I think overall today, general positivity. I think played a decent outfit. We've played a relatively strong team, and we won 1-0. I think probably just about fairly. I think it'll be drawn, and I was bored about the result. I'd say it was probably also fair, but yeah, it was an interesting game, and obviously I think when you get to this stage of pre-season, I imagine you're looking at the team that's probably going to end up playing the next weekend. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's some things I like about the team that went out today, some things that I don't, but we'll get into that anyway. I wasn't at the game today, unfortunately, because I was in work, but I heard some horrendous news before kick-off that the Goodison Supper Bar has apparently gone. Seems very strange if that is the case. Please let me know in the comments if you saw it today or not. I did ask someone to look for me, but they didn't get back to me, so I don't know. I should chase it up on Twitter really, but I'd be heartbroken if that was the case for sure. I haven't been since before COVID, to be fair. I don't know why. I think I'm getting to games a bit later, and obviously if anyone's comes from down that way, the queue goes like the whole road, and then can sometimes go around the corner or just keep going, and it's. Yeah, rightly so though, it is the best chippy outside Goodison, but that got my match day off to a bad start. But then I saw the team, interesting side, obviously Pickford's in goal, Patterson, Tarkowski captain again, still no real word on what's going to happen there. Ben Godfrey played, which is interesting, actually only played left back even though Meklenko was back in the team and did see some minutes, or back in the squad should I say, and saw some minutes. Garner, Decore, Onana, and Iwobi in midfield and Calvert-Lewin up front. I don't mind the team. I think it's interesting seeing Calvert-Lewin playing when he hasn't even been on the bench for any game, but maybe they earmarked in the very start, look, you're not going to play a second until that Sporting game, and then we'll see how you get on. I don't know. Obviously he went off after half time, but I imagine that was entirely precautionary. And yeah, I would guess injury dependent, and I imagine this may well be the team that starts next week. It's going to be interesting, and obviously I think you're wondering whether the left back's going to play. You're wondering whether, obviously we'll come on to Tarkowski's fitness, or I think we all kind of want to see Jared Brandtway given a go. Is Michael Keane going to come back in regardless? Obviously it looks like McNeil probably won't be fit. Dan Juma, is he going to be fit? Will he play? Will we have any more signings by then? There's a few questions. I'm not sure they've got any answers yet, but we will see. So start of the game, Sporting had a lot of possession in and around our box. That Victor Gyökeres played up front for them, and I thought he was excellent, to be honest. Not like a vintage performance from him, but I just think, when we were being linked to him, and I watched him a couple of times for Coventry last season, and it's difficult when you're watching someone in a lower league, but I think the kind of voices were that he was always more than just a striker, and you saw that today, dropping off, link and play, but then getting in the box. Real big lad as well. I don't know whether it's the kit made him look massive or whether he's had a big summer or not. I don't know, but he looked quite large, which is interesting. But yeah, he was causing us issues. A couple of the other forward players were causing us problems as well. Disappointing to see Marcus Ed was not starting. I quite like watching him play, but he obviously came on and did okay. And yeah, they had the first chance where I think it fell to Camardo, literally about 6 yards out, and I don't know how he missed it by such a distance, but he side-footed and it curled away. I don't know if it went out for a throw-in or not, but that was a big chance for them. Pickford made a decent save from a cross as well. But we grew into the game a little bit. We had possession, not as deep in their half, but like in the final third, we played some nice stuff at times, relatively incisive. Nice bit to play. Obviously, Iwobi playing on the left, which isn't his preference. Garner playing on the right, which definitely isn't his preference. Calvert-Lewin, I think, definitely told not to strain himself too much. Wasn't going for some tackles, wasn't going for some headers that I think he normally would. But then we nearly scored when the ball came over from the left, I think, actually, and Decore volleyed it toward goal. Good save by the keeper. Calvert-Lewin's got to finish that, I think, with his head, but again, maybe just not being able to give it 100% meant that I think he's given it sort of 80-90% today, and I think that extra little bit played a part. He wasn't able to get the best sort of connection on it, and the goalkeeper could save it relatively easily, and I thought that was going to be our only chance of the half really. But then a couple of minutes later the ball comes over again to the core, this time from the right, which I was going to say before, sweeps of a first time shot towards goal, and it's blocked by the player. It looked like a really good block at the first viewing, but obviously he had a couple of outstretched arms and hit at least one of them, and it's a clear penalty in the end. Calvert-Lewin takes. I was watching in one of those perfectly legal streams. I'm sure a lot of people were. It looked like it was being filmed from like the Lower Gladys. It was bizarre, but the audio was ahead of the video by about 3 or 4 seconds. So I heard Graham White go, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, like before he'd even started the run up for the penalty, and I was like, he scores here. And then he finished it just to the upper right of the goal. Keeper could have saved it maybe on another day, but put us 1-0 up and he gave us a half-time lead. Dom then came off, Neil Maupay came on, Jared Brantford came on as well at half-time. It took Maupay 90 seconds to mess up an attack when the ball fell to Garner Gay, and he took it off his toes. It wasn't his worst performance today, to be fair to Neil Maupay, but I mean, look, this week he's been given the number 13. I mean, I know Yerry Mina was number 13 for us, and it didn't look that weird, but I think when you've been another number and then your number gets robbed by a player who hasn't kicked a ball for 6 months, hasn't played for Everton for more than 12, and you're then getting the number 13, it's a damning indictment, I think, of where you're at with that club, and he's in dire need of a move on, I think, to be fair to him. I didn't think he played too badly today, but really poor to kick off the half, and things steadily got better for him. But not many chances, to be fair, for either side. I think we hit the post first, when Onana played a nice 1-2 with Iwobi, took a shot on his right foot and hit the post and came out again. I thought Onana was really good today. I think the first 10-15 minutes his second touch was like a bouncy castle, but after that I thought he broke from midfield so well. I did that 2 or 3 times first half, a couple of times in the second half, had that shot which hit the post, and like that run he does where he gets the ball, and because he's got such long legs he just knocks it. And I don't know what his running stats would be, but because he's just able to absolutely gobble up the turf, he's absolutely flying once he gets going, and we haven't seen that. Going back to the Arsenal game at home last season, that was the only real game I thought under Dyche where I felt like Amadou Onana was a kind of 7 or 8 out of 10 player for us. In the end, he wasn't even playing towards the end of the season, was he? He did a good job final game of the year, obviously against Bournemouth, but I thought he did well today, and I say he did something that I hadn't seen for a little while, so look forward to see what he can produce. Sporting down the other end of the shot, just wide into the sort of side net and Jordan Pickford's post, and then someone hit a shot which I think hit the bar and the post, or the post and the bar, I couldn't really tell, and it comes out and Pickford there to grab it. Thankfully it was ridiculously close, but in the end we saw the game out and ran out 1-0 winners. I'd say I'm not asked about final result of these games. Sporting are a better team than us, so to beat them is like, alright, cool, but by the same token they had dropped a few of their best players, weren't playing. It's pre-season for them as well, it's not like this was a big game for them, so certainly nothing we can really sort of hang our hats on, but I thought we played some decent stuff at times. Going into next week, relatively confident against Fulham. However, James Tarkowski went off injured towards the end of the game. I mean, for a player who played every second of last season to go down right at the end of pre-season and look at a fair bit of pain. I mean, it looked like it was his knee, which it's a weird one, isn't it, the knee? Because I think you can have injuries where it feels terrible, but then the next day you feel alright, or a couple of days once the swelling goes down and all that. You can feel much better quite quickly with them. Sometimes, obviously, it's worse than that. So let's just hope that it's nothing too bad and he can play next week, because McNeil doesn't look like he's going to play that game. Danjuma may or may not. He might not sign anyone. So, it's just... It's a roller coaster, isn't it? Because like we start the season, the off season, and we have the good news of the board leave, and then it's Ken Wright and Mashiri is still there. no investment. It keeps going down and down. Ashley Young comes, Danjuma comes, and then it's again going up and down again. It's Nonto's not coming. Suleiman is going to be there. Looks like we're looking for Adams. Just a mess. And then you get into this point, and I felt quite confident really, but then, as I say, McNeil, Danjuma, Tarkowski, all doubts to start the season is far from ideal. So we'll see what happens there, but as I say, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully get a couple of players in for the door this week, and then we can go into next Saturday and kind of take what will be some momentum from off-season into the real thing. And let's just hope we can get off to a good start, because the reason why we were in such a pickle last year is because we started so badly. As far as I'm concerned, that was a big factor for it. So yeah. Nice one everyone for watching then. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. Let me know who impressed you, who you'd like to see playing against Fulham, who you're not too fussed about. Let me know who you'd like to see us look out for in the window for the final few weeks. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Nice one.